Our journey takes us from the northwest coast of France towards Chantilly, a town to the north of Paris. This itinerary was also the historic route used to bring fish and other Picard food products to the table of the Prince of Condé in his legendary chateau. The king himself is said to have taken part in the wild evenings at Chantilly. Here, gastronomy played an essential part. It was placed under the direction of François Vatel, the legendary major domo of the Château de Chantilly. Today, Julien Lucas perpetuates this tradition in his prestigious starred restaurant near the chateau. Welcome to the Table du Connétable. We're a gastronomic restaurant with a seating capacity of 32. It's going to be a quiet evening. We've only 13 reservations. A Michelin star entails huge responsibilities, but at Chantilly it means even more. So Julien Lucas manages his team like a coach who wants to lead it into the first division. I just want to finish this briefing by stressing, as I was saying to Denis and Axel earlier this afternoon, that we've had a rather difficult period in the restaurant due to a shortage of staff. So that means we have to really increase our concentration. I mean all of us, first of all me, because we've all been a little strained by various demands. And we mustn't forget that our primary goal here is to obtain 2 stars. So let's all pay attention and work a little bit harder for it, all of us. That's it. So let's get to work. Thanks, chef. There's something you have to remember, and it's something I've learned over time. Cooks are extremely sensitive. And why are they so sensitive? Because this is a profession that requires a certain sensitivity. When you cook for people, you have to be sensitive to taste, to temperatures, to all sorts of things. Chefs have always been considered as brutes. Well, that may have been true in the old days, but today we're a new generation. We're more sensitive. Chefs are younger these days. They used to be bearded 45-year-olds. We serve the client a little tartlet as soon as he arrives at Le Connétable. It's reworked endive and ham. When I use the word reworked, I mean in the look of it. It doesn't look at all like endive and ham. But once you've tasted it, you know it's endive and ham. Next, we have a beetroot, blackcurrant and pine dish. We make a beetroot cream, adding a little blackcurrant to bring out the acidity, and pine, which has a bitter aftertaste. And as it's the season, we do some asparagus royal. And then we finish with stuffed frog's legs, stuffed with Picardy cider. There's a lot of detail in all this. And when the client is served the dish, he sees first how beautiful it looks. He should have the feeling that he could never make this himself. He should think, how do they do this? And also how good it is. Should we get the plates out? Now we're going to serve foie gras with rhubarb. This is the rhubarb coulis. And now the waiter's going to put the foie gras on one side, and on the other side the rhubarb, and it's all cooked in a salt crust. As a general rule, I decide on the basic menu, and then the others add a little something from their own ideas. What I'm interested in is taste. So we taste it, and we taste it again to see if that taste is correct. And that makes perfect sense. When we serve this dish for the first time, I'm very interested in seeing the client's reaction. So we try it once, twice, we try it 3 times. And if the client says, that's worth dying for, then we know we've hit the bullseye. If he says it's good, then we know we have to try harder. We want him to say, that's absolutely amazing. Well, we're not easily satisfied. When the client gets the menu at the Table du Connétable and opens it up, what he sees straight away, and it's quite fun, is a map of the Bay of the Somme, with Chantilly and the Eiffel Tower as reference points. The origins of our products are shown. The map shows where my inspirations come from, such as the pine. I use pine a lot. Venison, the Bay of the Somme and its shellfish. There's also saffron grown in the region of the north. We found a saffron producer, so we do a langoustine with a Somme saffron sauce and a pomme Juliette. That's a local potato that we shape into a pebble covered with a glaze of squid ink. It resembles a pebble in the Bay of the Somme, and we place a giant prawn on top and pour over a little saffron sauce. It's all very simple, and that's my trademark. When the client sits down, he knows exactly where he is and that he's going to eat Hikari. That's my goal. Now that I'm here, I feel as though I did nothing in the beginning. It's wonderful here. People are starting to talk about it, but unfortunately, not enough. The region is as rich as any other, even more so, and there's so much potential. You'll see, with time, people will start talking more and more about the North region of France. There are a lot of young chefs, some who've appeared in the Top Chef series, who are talking about this region and its wealth, and that's great. This region is wild, it's extremely interesting, and it's just waiting to be discovered. In the 17th century, François Vatel was using the same recipes and the same produce. It came from the coast and from the country and was served at the Prince of Condé's sumptuous dinners. One day, when the King of France himself was to attend the reception, the fish arrived late. It's said that Vatel, who wanted to serve only the freshest of fish, immediately went to his apartments and committed suicide.
François
Vatel was waiting just over there, behind us, for the cart to arrive with the fresh fish. In the old days, it was the cold room. Ice was placed on the floor and meat and other produce suspended above it. The chateau kitchens still exist. They now house the restaurant of the Condé Museum. And of course, they serve that most famous of all creams, crème chantilly. To begin with, you need cream with 30 to 35% fat content. And you need ice to keep the cream cool, because as you beat it, it heats up. You have to keep it cool. Then, as you gradually incorporate air, you can slowly add the icing sugar. And finally, you add the vanilla and the vanilla extract. You can't whip cream that's less than 30% fat. This is an important point because you can buy liquid cream in the shops that's only 15% fat, but it won't whip up. In actual fact, crème chantilly was created in Italy in the 16th century. It was called cloud of milk, from the Italian neve di latte. And it was imported to France in the 17th century by Catherine de' Medici. It's said that François Vatel served it during a ceremony for the king that the Prince de Condé organized for him at the Château de Chantilly. And so it became known as crème chantilly. Its perfect whiteness resembled Chantilly porcelain, much in vogue at the time. We make a crème chantilly to accompany the asparagus that we serve at the Connétable, and we infuse it with pine. We let it develop according to the feeling that we want to share with the client. If that drops, and it has happened.